Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing a unboxing and sprue review of Border Models, pretty new, Panzer IV Ausf. It's a late war command variant of the tank. Not a lot of these were actually manufactured in the end. I think it was only about 100 to around like 130 that were actually put into action. Obviously, telltale sign for this tank, being a command variant, is all the antenna sticking out of it. Other sort of things to say, it has Schutzen on the turret, but not on the side. So the kit is supplied with Schutzen for your turret, and not for the side skirts of the tank. Now, those of you who are wondering what Schutzen is, it's basically just the metal protection that you see on later war German vehicles. Originally, this was used to protect against Russian anti-tank rifles, but eventually they were handy to also deflect shape charge, like the American bazooka and sometimes the English Piat. So yeah, that's there. What we get inside the kit are two figures. You can see these are the figures, or at least what they're designed off the box art. We get a commander and a soldier. We also get some photo etch frets. We get some clear parts, which is, I'll just show you quickly what the clear parts are. Really basic. It's just the vision ports. And we are also getting a metal gun barrel and some other accessories inside of the sprues that we can use on the tank. So that's always nice. So what we're going to do now, we're going to move on to looking at our sprues. So let me pull the first one out here. Let's go there. Yeah, the bathtub. So first off, it is a bathtub style hull that you get in this tank. So from what I can tell you, the detail is nice. You have some bolts around, some weld seams around. There's a very little bit of flash on parts, but nothing that is major or drastic. You can clean it up very easily. So yeah, nice. You also have some weld seams underneath. I'm not sure if you'll see that unless you're going to display it blown over on its side or on its back or top. We also then have our turret piece here. Same thing. You are basically getting nice detail once again, a weld seam along the top. You can see bolt heads there. You have weld seams around the rolled steel pieces. So yeah, nice detail, nothing to complain about. Only thing I will say is there is no texture at all. Now obviously, because it is not cast and rolled, there wouldn't be a lot of texture, but there is texture noticeable if you get up close and personal with these tanks. The next piece that's sort of separated from the main sprues, which I'll show you, is your stowage bin at the back of the tank. Also nice details. It's going to focus for us. Can't really see through the camera if it is focusing, but you basically have some riveting or bolting around this piece here. You have your two little latches around. Which are always nice. I'll just bring it back down. Sorry about that. And you have two little latches there and some more riveting and bolting around. So yeah, decent. This piece on the other end, I'm not quite sure what that is. I think it's for other pieces of stowage. But then quickly just look at metal gun barrel, which you do receive in the kit. It's fine, no blemishes, at least on mine. And it looks good enough. You know, it's always, people tend to like metal gun barrels instead of plastic. It saves us from having to clean up that seam line, even if it is slide molded. So that's pretty cool. So metal gun barrel. We also have then our photo etch and our decals. The decal sheet is very simple. It's literally just seven pieces for two different marking types of the tank. You have 201 and B1 with famous German crosses. Bulkenkreuz. I can't remember. That might be wrong. I'm very sorry for the Germans who had to listen to me butcher that pronunciation. So yeah, pretty basic. Not a lot. So not great, but not terrible. It's there. You know, this late war kind of vehicle, you're probably going to want to do something that maybe is a what if or an unknown vehicle. We then have our PE fret. Basic PE, basically just some, we get buckets in this kit, so you have some bucket handles here on the left-hand side. On the right, we have some like little clamps that are going to let us attach some extra track links to the front of the vehicle. And then we have here, I think these are hatch covers, not for the actual driver or for the crew members, but for the stowage. So stowage hatch covers and some other PE frets here. And then this chain link style here that you're seeing, which is a bit of a triangle pattern or triangle shape. Those are for, or those are to be placed at the back of the Schutzen so they could walk around. And then the last piece of PE we have is the antenna head. Nice and easy, always nice to have it inside the kit. So you get that included as well. Perfect. So now moving on to the actual sprues. But let's have a look. I'm just going to pull one out randomly. Let's have a look at this one. So here we have the top of the tank. From what I can tell you here, you have some nice weld seams along here. Might be a little bit too raised to some people's liking, but nice detail, nice weld seams, some nice bolt heads. Detail here, more weld seams along here, weld seams along here as well. So it looks all nice and well. This is the back of, that's to complete the bathtub style hull. You have another hull side here. These are arm holders for our Schutzen later on. This is this is our lower front mantlet here. You can see a vision port and where the machine gun will go, and another backing for the tank. So yeah, this sprue, nice detail, not much flash, a little bit of flash on this end, but very easy to clean up. Next thing, what we're going to pull out is basically what is housing our Schutzen. And the Schutzen is made from plastic, not from metal. And from what I can tell you, the Schutzen seems actually to be quite in scale for thickness. Might be a little bit too thick, but from what I can see, it seems to be pretty much the right thickness from when I've been to Bovington. It's not thin metal, right? Schutzen is not just like a little piece of sheet metal. No, it's a good sizable chunk of metal, sheet. So then more Schutzen for the front half, the rest here to make up the rest of our Schutzen on the sides for where the hatches would be for our crew. We have our jack block there, which is very nicely detailed with the wood grain. No wood grain on the side, which is unfortunate, but nice wood grain on the front, a nice chain and spring detail there as well. We have a slide molded MG34, so the barrel front is already hollow, so you don't have to already drilled out, so you don't have to drill that out, which is nice. And then we have here for our commander's cupola. We have two different kinds of muzzles for the tank with different muzzle fronts. It's completely circular and a bit of an oblong shape there. Barrel cleaner, tools here with clamps on them already. We also have a shovel there. So yeah, nice parts. Some nice cast texture for these exhaust parts here as well. So that's appreciated. Moving on to some double sprues that we received. We're just going to look at one of these because they are exact copies of each other. This one is basically link and length tracks. So you do get link and length tracks in the kit, which is great. Much easier than the single ones. Nice detail on these tracks. You get quite a few single tracks, and obviously these are your mains. To connect, you have one with quite a bit of sag, and one with not so much sag. So you can decide on your tank if you want your tank to have a very saggy track or a not so saggy track, which is nice. You then have your road wheels here. They do have Continental on the wheels, so that's cool. You have cast texture where your front drive sprocket will be, so that's also nice. And then other pieces here. I think this is for stowage parts, but I'm not sure. And then different options for some running gear. So nice, two sprues of this. And then going on to our second double sprue, we have more road wheels, more running gear. Pieces, so also same Continental. We have our all-important bucket. Almost every German tank, even Allied tank, had buckets on board. They needed to get water to fill up the radiators, or just to boil, to drink, whatever else. So it's great that you get two in this kit, so you can always put them on another kit in the future with a spare. We also get some jerry cans here with German writing on them. I cannot tell if it says Wehrmacht. Crestestol 20 liters, something I can't read, but you get basically in total 4 jerry cans, and then you have also some leaf springs here, and then you have your tow cable heads there. So yeah, and then other small parts here. You also get some T34 track, so if you want to add some T34 track link add-on armor in the field, it's also an option, which is very nice. And you have some other nice small parts here, some basic German field canisters, hatch lids, other things like this. So 2 sprues, good quality, nice detail, I must say. Nice detail overall. And our next sprue appears to be the base of our turret. This I know we're not using, so this cupola, this is a cupola, and this is for an earlier Panzer J. We're not using this from an earlier Panzer IV, so for these kinds of command vehicles, they would have not had this kind of turret. Oh, sorry, kind of cupola on their turret. So then you have the plastic one-piece gun barrel, which is nice, the base of our turret, and some other pieces to make our gun. It's parts of the breech here, as you can see. Another muzzle. You have the machine gun, which also has a little hole in the front, which is nice, slide molded hole. I'm not sure if you can see that. Pieces of the mantlet, so yeah, nice molding quality. There are weld seams where they need to be. There's not much flash, if at all, so that's good. And then we're moving on to another piece here, which is more tools. You also have a fire extinguisher here. And these tools on this particular one, they don't have any clamps on them. So if you would just want to have them somewhere around the vehicle, you just would choose some of the tools off this rocket. You have another gun rod cleaner there, which is nice. Some extra tracks, some hooks, tow hooks there. Yeah, and some other things that I'm not quite sure what they are. I'm not a aficionado on the Panzer IV. So we come to this piece here. You can see there are two pieces missing. I have them right over here. Why they're missing is I cut them off the sprue because this one came to me snapped in half, which isn't great. So I had to repair it, glue it back together with extra thin Tamiya cement, and then use Mr. Surfacer 500 to sort of seal away that obvious crack. Luckily, it's going to be covered by stowage, but that's still a bit of a pain. So be careful about that. Yeah, so these two are fine. Detail here is nice. The diamond pattern detail comes out very well. There are some parts that are a little bit soft from molding, like here, compared to here. It's like half formed, where this bolt head should be, which is a bit unfortunate. I could always pretty simply fix that myself, though. Yeah. And then on this, the rest on this sprue, nothing special. Some more pieces, another side of your hull here. Like I said, the hull doesn't have any cast or not cast, but any rolled steel texture, so you will have to apply that yourself. And then this final sprue, or second to last main tank sprue, we have our antenna. We have the pieces to make our cupola. We have some donkey ear binoculars, which you can put out of your commander's cupola if you don't want to use the commander. And the base for an antenna there. So yeah, nice. Nice, no complaints. A little bit of excess plastic on the edge of those antennas, which you will have to get rid of, but what can you do? And then coming to our last tank piece, we have our exhausts, pieces from our exhausts, some big old wrenches, hatch covers here. These pieces, I'm not sure what they are, and these are track links, obviously. Some Panzer IV track links. Pretty cool. So now what we're going to do, we're going to move to look finally at our two figure sprues. So I'm just going to zoom in, just like that. So as you can see, this one on the right is our soldier, and this one is our commander, tank commander. Yeah, so what I can tell you from looking at the sprues, the torso and the legs have very nice folding detail on them. Especially the legs, I must say, they've done a very nice job. The belt on the torso is quite lackluster. There's not much detail on that belt front, unfortunately, like you would get on even older Tamiya kits where you would have the eagle on the front, so that's quite annoying. These guys are in winter uniform, of course, so if you do plan to use this in a summer setting, these figures are not going to be really usable for you. Then you come to the face. The face is a little bit soft, I must be honest. The features are a little bit soft, but I can't complain, especially for those who are looking to, just try out figure painting. It's good enough, right? And for you who are really serious, for the guys out there who are really serious about it, you guys only use resin figures. I mean, like me, when I make figures now, I use resin figures. I rarely use what's supplied in the box, but they are handy always to practice on. And it's always good to keep some around the house. So that's your commander. And now looking at our soldier, same thing. Nice detail on the nice folding on the legs, nice clean, little bit of excess plastic, but not much, but pretty much nice clean molding. Here you have quite a bit of excess on his water can where my index finger is. And then his one thing I must say though, his Kar98K is looking strange. It's not right at all. It's much too thin in the front. Maybe late war. You know, you can argue that this is a late war. You know, starting to become an emergency. We just have to produce as many Kar98Ks as possible, and the profile did change very slightly. So that might be what they were trying to go for in this situation. But from the box art, it doesn't seem like it. But it is what it is. And then you have the face of our soldier, which isn't too bad. It's sort of that typical strong-featured face. He's got nicely defined lips. His nose is nicely defined, and same thing with his eyes. So you will have to do a bit of work there, obviously, because it's sort of just two indents into the plastic for the eyes. But overall, good enough. You know, good enough. They are what they are, and at least you get some figures in the kit right, and you're not really paying much more for them. This kit, price-wise, I think is really fair. I think it's really fairly priced. Truly, I don't have any complaints. Especially like this kit costs pretty much how much the new Tamiya kits are costing, and with new Tamiya kits you're not getting any photo etch, are you, or a metal gun barrel. So here you have a call out for all your sprues with a little bit of information about the tank's history. I've already looked through the instructions for this kit. They're not great, but they're not terrible either. They get the job done. They call out some optional parts here and there. Just basic construction and assembly guides. I'll let you pause the video and look where you want to for this. If you'd like to have a bit better look, and then same here. And flipping along. And then here, so just the normal sort of construction guides calling out some optional parts, but I will say there are a lot of optional parts that are not called out in the instructions. So do take your time, go slow, and make sure you're putting everything that you actually want on your tank and on your model. And then coming to pretty much the final stages, you will have to drill out some holes on this kit to put on your antenna. So be aware of that. So you will need to have at least a drill to properly finish this model. Cool. And then after the turret is complete, which is our last page, 31 steps, we then come to just a 3D rendition of what your model should look like. And then our two painting schemes. They are using ammo paints, and it's mostly in Spanish, which is fine. I don't use ammo, I use Tamiya mostly, and AK paints, but it's there. This one, just a German yellow with whitewash on top and a tricolor camouflage from typical German tricolor late war camouflage. And then at the very back, you have the diagram style of your tank. So can I recommend the kit? I think yes, I would, especially for the price. I paid about $40 US for it. That's how much I spend on new Tamiya kits, truly. And detail-wise, things are nice and thin. Everything seems to be in scale. And yeah, I'm happy with it. I must say Border Models done a good job. There are a few parts, like the broken sprue, which is a bit of a downer, but for someone with experience, it takes no issue to fix that in 20 minutes, not even 10 minutes. So, thanks for watching the review, guys. If you liked it, please give a like and a subscription to the channel. At some point in the future, I will be making a build video for this kit and a painting video. I've got some other Border Model kits to review in the near future, and some Vespa172 stuff, and some Dragon kits, and we'll be doing some helps, tips videos coming as well. So, Merry Christmas, belated, Happy New Year, best wishes, see you next time, bye.